Recording in progress. Okay, so today we're going
Sweet.
to go over macroeconomics, year 12, the beginning of it. Okay, so as a quick
Mm.
recap, or the basics, what should we know?
Listen out.
So we need to know what is macroeconomics. So what is macroeconomics?
Is that a question to me?
Yeah.
Uh, it's about money fluctuating in economies. It's about
What's
imports,
the
exports.
difference? What's the difference between macro and micro?
Micro is about individuals
Yeah, and
and
macro
how
is
people
about the
make
UK
choices.
economy as a whole. Okay. What are the four main objectives in macroeconomics of the UK government?
You got controlling inflation. Oh no, price stability. That's
Yep.
the one.
So
Low
2%
unemployment.
inflation or price stability, good.
Low
Low
unemployment.
unemployment, good.
Uh, economic growth,
Yep.
and the exports imports that one. Oh,
The
the
balance of payments,
that's it. Balance of payments.
cool. So balance of payments we don't touch in the spec until the very end, so we don't need to worry about that. But the other three we need to know in a lot more detail. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's begin with inflation. So let's recap what we did last time. So what is the definition of inflation?
The general increase in price level.
Increase in price of all. Perfect.
Sweet. I think I'm gonna die.
Don't say that.
I think I've coughed more today than said words,
That season.
if that makes sense.
Let's hope. Let's hit more likes on the video than Kisu's cough today.
This guy.
Um. So
One like is
deflation.
one revive. You like that?
Deflation.
Uh, the decrease in average price level.
Good. And what is disinflation?
Uh, the decrease in the increase of price level.
What?
No, just I know what it is.
Say it then.
It's when the price level goes up, but it's decreasing at an increasing rate. There we go.
So it's a decrease. It's just a decrease in the inflation rate above zero.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it might
That's what I
go.
said.
Yeah, you said it, but let's keep it simple. So it might go from 2% inflation to 1% inflation. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then that would be,
that'd be disinflation.
yeah, cool. Okay. Now we mentioned that the target is 2%. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So why would we want the target to be 2%? Why would we not want it to be 10%? Why would we not want it to be minus 10%?
Well, if it's minus, then that's just going into recession.
So let's talk about 10% inflation. Why is that bad? So
Because
that's what's
then
actually happening now in the UK economy.
I swear it's like 5 now.
Okay, but still, the
Yeah,
point is right now it's very high, and in the recent months it has gone up to 9 or 10%. So why is that bad?
because the price of goods is really high and people can't.
And not just that prices are going up, but what is not going up?
People's wages.
Wages do not go up. Okay,
So people are
so
struggling to
yeah.
buy.
So if
And
inflation was 10% and wages were 10%, then that would be okay. But
yeah,
most of
that's
the
equal.
time, when you hear of an inflation crisis, it's because prices are going up, but wages are not.
Sweet.
So always mention that for that extra clarity in your answer.
All right.
Perfect, well done. So then what does that lead to? It leads to low disposable income.
Yeah.
It
It's
leads
and then it's
to,
like low standards of living.
yeah, good.
Sweet.
For worsening, decrease
Yeah.
standards of living. Or Alternatively,
Yeah.
wages rise, then firms cut down on workers. So like, or other alternatives, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So like, but that won't happen because they realize that the consequences, then they have to cut down on workers or suffer in profits, less profits, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So basically, let's stick to the idea that standards of living would get worse if inflation kept on going up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, but then, so high prices or increasing prices are bad. What's bad about decreasing prices? So for the viewers, they probably won't realize, like the first mistake about deflation is not that deflation is not low prices. What is it?
It's when the prices are decreasing.
Yeah, that's a big difference, isn't it? Like if I say low prices, that might sound good. It's not about low prices. It's about low and falling prices. That's the important bit. Falling
Mhm.
prices. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's bad about that?
Well, if prices keep falling, then people are more likely to save their money until the the good is at its lowest price, which is not good for the economy because if people keep saving, then they're not spending, so there's less money fluctuating in the economy.
Yeah, so e.g. TVs,
Basically,
uh
like electronics. It's always
yeah,
TVs and iPhones.
TVs, laptops, like
T
houses, cars. Yeah.
mhm.
Like if they
High
foresee
value
that,
purchase.
yeah. I mean, it can obviously affect small purchases. It's not going to affect your milk and bread, but it can also affect small things like buying pens. You might just get a cheaper pen if you think that your expensive pens are going to go down in price. But either way, you're going to withhold from making a purchase because you think that
Yeah.
prices will be lower next month. Then you get to
Mhm.
next month and the news tells you that prices are still falling. So you're going to wait another month and another month and another month. So it's a deflation trap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So that can lead to a recession, which we'll talk about later. Um, so let's talk about unemployment quickly, and then we can go back to economic growth, which was kind of what this was all about. So, unemployment. What is unemployment?
It's
The
when
number of
people
people,
who are not working.
the number of people who are willing and able to work but cannot find a job.
That's 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 frictional unemployment though. Is it? Is it even frictional?
We'll get to that in a second. Hold on.
All right. Please tell me I'm all
But
right.
no, frictional is that, but with a specific reason. So this is unemployment in general.
Yeah, but unemployment simply just means when you're not working though.
Yeah. So people who want a job and cannot find a job. If
That's
you
me.
just count
I'm
the people,
unemployed.
if you're work, you just said you're working tomorrow at your dad's shop.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I don't get paid, so
So, well, that brings us on to the claimant count then, because
yeah,
you would not count in the claimant count. Why would you not count?
because child labor.
No, because it counts the people who are
Being paid. Oh,
claiming
claiming benefit.
unemployment benefits. Like what?
Uh, job seeker allowance.
Yeah,
Surely I can apply for that. I'm 18 now. Come on.
you're in full-time education, so it wouldn't count. But if you were
Well, I could
not at
just. Can I not just lie?
shush, when you
Okay.
are finished with uni, you can apply for job seekers allowance. The minute you leave uni, that's what I did.
Did you actually?
Well, actually, I didn't know. So imagine if you finish uni in July, I got a job the
Uh-huh.
following April, but
Uh-huh.
I only realized and applied for job seekers allowance in the March before. So I got two
Uh-huh.
months of job seekers allowance. That's
How
it.
much do you get?
I think they give you like I want to say around 50 to £100 per week, or around 250 to £300 a month,
Oh, all right. Okay.
just to kind of keep you going while you look for a job. But they also give you support. They give you people who you can call who will help you find jobs for you.
I need that. I need that.
Yeah, but you're
I
in
need a,
full-time education, so shush.
I need a job for a weekend. That's what I need.
Yeah, they don't do that, mate. And you're not eligible to claim benefits because you
I don't need
aren't,
benefit.
so
I
it
just need
doesn't
that
count.
call to them
So a
people.
better way of doing it would be the job, wait, what's the other method? Labor force
Uh,
survey.
yeah.
So that's a literal survey asking questions about people who are not working, okay, on a like a 4-week basis. They'll ask them what kind of jobs they're
Yeah.
looking for and stuff like that. But that's longer and it can gather more information that way. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Going back to unemployment, then there's different types of it. So you mentioned frictional unemployment, seasonal unemployment,
Uh-huh.
cyclical unemployment, and structural unemployment.
You know, in our school, we have like 6 different types.
Yeah, there's other ones like involuntary, voluntary, but they're not important. So let's focus
No,
on
no, no.
these first.
There's other names.
Yeah, real wage unemployment. I know what you're talking about.
No, no, it's something else.
Okay, let me know when you find out and we'll go through them.
No, no, I have it in my book.
Okay. But let's just stick to these four for now, okay?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool. Um, what is frictional unemployment then?
When
Unemployment is
you're
caused because
when you're looking, isn't that the one that you said before? Oh, when you're between jobs, that's the one.
what is seasonal unemployment?
When you can only work at a specific time of the year, so then you'll be unemployed for the other times.
So it's unemployment caused by something
Seasons.
not being in demand because of the season.
Yeah.
What is structural unemployment?
Is that the industrialization one? Industrial one.
Yeah, but that's not good enough for an essay. So what would you
Oh,
have to do, right?
uh, when industrial changes over time, people lose their jobs. Like people working in the what's it called? The mines,
Good.
coal mines. That's it. That's the example.
So cyclical unemployment is when the economy is in recession. Structural unemployment is when an industry declines.
But yeah,
Cyclical affects everybody in the country. Okay.
yeah,
So during COVID, a lot of people in different jobs lost their job because companies couldn't work and
yeah.
people weren't buying stuff. Structural unemployment is when a specific industry declines. So let's say Uber became big. Okay.
Mhm.
So everybody working in black cabs in the traditional taxis, some of them
Yeah.
lost their jobs and had to retrain, e.g., as an Uber driver or something, like get a
Yeah.
new set of licenses and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, for example, one day when there's going to be like those what are those things that fly and do like
Uh,
drones? So
fleas,
when
butterflies,
Dushman, one day there'll be drones
drones.
which do deliveries for Amazon
Yeah.
like automatically. So then delivery drivers will lose their job. Okay.
Yeah, true.
That would be structural unemployment. Now, the interesting bit is that these are all linked to mobility or immobility.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got geographical immobility, you've got occupational immobility.
Oh, what is this?
Okay. So these are just common sense. So geographical immobility is when workers are immobile, they cannot move location due to common sense reasons. So what would be the reasons why somebody can't easily move the location?
Because they're disabled.
Yeah.
Um.
What if you're talking about yourself, right?
Mhm.
You said you're unemployed. So
Yeah.
what if somebody offered you a job right now, but it's in Manchester
Well, I'm not gonna go there, am I?
because you're geographically immobile? Why are you geographically immobile?
Because I have to attend college.
Yes. And what else? Even if you didn't have college, why would you?
Um. It's traveling is long.
The travel is long, the commute is long. What
Yeah.
about moving then?
Moving to Manchester.
Yes.
Well, I don't have enough funds for that.
Yep. So travel, long commute.
Ah.
What else?
Oh.
You may have family and friends in London.
Yeah. True.
Okay, so difficult to relocate because you might have to sell your old property to get a new property. It might be a long commute to just work there and live here. And you might have family, so you might not be able to move. Okay. Um, occupational immobility
Yeah.
is when you're immobile, you can't move to a different type of job. So if you're a delivery driver
Oh, yeah.
and you
Because
lose your
usually,
job because of drones, you can't just become a nurse. Why can't you become a nurse?
because you don't have the skills required to be a
Skills,
nurse.
training, and so on. Okay,
Education.
perfect.
There we
So
go.
which one is occupational immobility linked to out of these four?
Occupational, probably structural.
Definitely structural and then possibly also frictional.
Okay.
Or some of the occupational can be linked to all of them, but definitely and mostly structural.
Yeah.
And then geographical could be linked to structural or frictional.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
perfect. Let's move on to
Perfect.
sure, so let's move on to economic growth.
That should be.
Spam Ed in the chat.
What, you live on Twitch or something? Was it?
Have you seen Speed in India? Too
I
funny.
was just gonna say that. Those guys are jokes.
You know Gideon? Do you watch Gideon on YouTube?
Nah, not really. But I know who he is.
We should get him to do a react to Speed in India video. His reactions are dope. Okay, so what is economic growth? That's the third one.
Basically, when the GDP increases over time.
Increase in
GDP.
the rate of growth of GDP. Good. Now, economic growth is the most interesting out of these because there's loads of different types and they hugely impact your essay, allow you to make your essay more interesting. Okay. So
Yeah.
short run economic growth. Okay. Short run economic growth is when there is an increase
What the hell? One sec. Uh,
in GDP, aggregate demand. So it's when AD increases. Okay.
yeah.
Long run economic growth is when there is an increase in the rate of growth of GDP due to an increase in LRAS.
One aggregate
Okay.
supply.
Another, thank you. Another word for LRAS is long run, is a productive potential. Okay. So do you remember your PPF?
Oh yeah.
So if your PPF shifts out, that's long run economic growth.
Oh sweet. Okay.
Yeah, really sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Carry on, sir.
can you stop with the additives?
Oh, what do you want me to do? I'm
No,
about to
not
pass
the
out.
coughing, the other additives.
What ad libs?
The sweet and all that stuff.
You made it sound so zesty.
That's what you do.
Shush. All right, carry on, sir. This guy.
Okay.
What a joke, man.
So we've done short run and long run economic growth. What is short run economic growth?
It's when there's an increase in AD,
Cool. And long run economic growth?
increase in the productive capacity of the economy.
And what is economic growth in general?
So when the rate of GDP increases.
Rate of growth of GDP increases. Well
Yeah.
done.
Thank
Bless
you,
you.
sir. Thank
Okay. So we measure it as real GDP. Okay. So you know how
you.
we
Yeah.
measure unemployment in different ways using different things like the claim and count. We measure
Uh-huh.
economic growth using real GDP. So let's just start with
Yeah.
GDP, okay? GDP is the
Okay.
total value
Um,
of goods and services produced in the economy in a year. Okay?
yeah.
So it's a total pound value,
Uh-huh.
goods and services produced in the economy in a given time, like for example, a year. Okay. The
Okay.
total value of goods and services produced also includes equals the total money spent on goods and services.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can adjust your answer to spent money
Mm-hmm.
on UK goods and services.
Yeah.
Okay. Because income equals expenditure in the circular flow of income.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I think I ate too much chicken.
Okay. So the thing is, we don't use GDP. Do you remember last time we said we use real GDP
Yeah.
and we use real GDP per capita? Do you remember the
Uh-huh.
nice, beautiful examples for why we use these?
Wait, I didn't hear what you said. You cut out.
Why do we want to use real GDP? Why is that better than just using GDP?
Because real GDP is good to use because it is adjusted to inflation.
Good. Real means adjusted for inflation. Why is that useful?
Because it makes more sense.
No, it doesn't make more sense. Why is it more useful?
Oh, because right now there's high
What
inflations.
what two things would you compare using real GDP? Which would be bad if you compare them just using GDP?
What real?
Give an example of when it would be bad to just compare GDP of two countries.
Give an example when. Can you say that again?
If I compared two things using
Yeah.
GDP,
Okay.
when would it be pointless?
Um, I ain't got a clue.
The UK GDP in 1971 versus the UK
No.
GDP now.
Oh, okay.
Why? The GDP might actually be similar if we adjusted for inflation. Okay. Like, there's no point saying that the GDP was £100,000 in 1971 and £2 million now because of these two factors. So if we do real, so it means adjusted for inflation,
Uh-huh.
then we take away the fact that prices have gone up anyway. So £100,000 then could have actually been similar to £1 million now, for example.
Yeah.
And then the second is comparing, also useful for that, but like for example, comparing the GDP of UK and India. Okay.
All right.
So per capita means divided by the
Per person.
by the population. So there's
Yeah.
no point saying the GDP of the UK is 1 million and the GDP of India is 17 million because
Yeah.
India might have 100 times more people. So instead
Yeah.
we do it per person. So the real GDP per capita in the UK
Uh-huh.
is $46,000.
What's in dollars?
Not helping, is it?
That's like 44. That's like £43,000 or something.
No, it'll probably be like 38,000. Let's see.
No, it's got to be 35 then.
I was right.
Oh shit. Too smart, man. Too smart.
Vote in the chat.
Go.
Okay. So does that make sense?
I got you.
So GDP is the total value of goods and services produced in the UK economy in a year.
Uh-huh.
Real GDP is the in a year adjusted for inflation, and real
Yeah.
GDP per capita is the divided by the population. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Sick.
So the last thing is I actually missed the measures of inflation. So if we go back up here, we measure inflation using CPI. It measures the prices
Consumer
every month.
Price Index.
Yes, sir. Monthly prices of an average basket.
Of goods and service.
Yep, of goods.
You know, there's about 700 items in that basket.
Wow, amazing knowledge. Thank you.
You're so sarcastic, man.
No, it's really good information. Thank you.
Again, very sarcastic.
Apparently, all right, apparently, just as a disclaimer.
Oh, you know, Shiv's at Gunbar again today.
Oh, well,
He's gone every day.
I was gonna go today, but I had to teach you.
Oh,
I asked my dad, and he said yeah, so I was gonna go.
he's in Tolworth again.
Hmm. I'll probably go tomorrow.
I thought today was the last day.
Today's the 9th day, but don't they do the 10th day as well?
Yes, James. Hey, Madison scored. I'm gassed.
Don't they do 10 days?
I don't. I thought it's only 9.
No,
Maybe I
they
don't
do
know.
Dussera as well.
Okay,
And then there's
that is
another one next Saturday on for Bunam.
yeah, fairs. I'm gassed. Madison scored. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm gassed about this.
Because I got points now. Oh yeah, 5 out of 5 wins. Come on now.
Who you reckon's gonna come fourth, man? That's so like that's actually scary. Like this
I
section of
want.
the table
I want. I want.
is mad because even Afghanistan are in the mix.
I want. I want. To be honest, I want Pakistan,
So
and I
I
want them to
reckon
do well.
no, but I actually didn't even scroll down. I reckon so these two are definitely qualified, I would say, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
So South Africa should, but I wouldn't even say they're guaranteed. I would say
Yeah.
England have a chance to jump, like if they
No,
just
they
win
don't.
them.
They're in shit form.
Bro, they've got 5 games left. If they win 5 out of 5, how many points is that? They can finish on
That's
12.
10 points. Yeah,
No,
true.
10 more points for 12.
Yeah, it's 12.
I reckon you need about. I reckon you need 10 to qualify. I don't think these teams are all gonna get.
I
It's
want
whoever gets to
Pakistan to
10.
come, and I want them to smoke every team, and I want to be India-Pakistan World Cup final. Bang.
No, man, no one wants the stress of that.
Okay, it's either going to be that, it's not going to be that. It's just going to be India-New Zealand. I'm telling you now.
I think it'll be India New Zealand final.
Yes,
I want South
it's
Africa
kind
in
of
the
odd.
semis because South Africa are bottle top.
Alright, they banged it today though,
Hmm.
because they beat Paki. Wait, I shouldn't have said. Okay.
Pakistan, no, Afghanistan beat Pakistan.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about South Africa.
No. But yeah,
Cool.
I didn't even get to watch the game. No.
And then just know that the older measure is the RPI. Okay.
Alright, cool.
The only difference is that the RPI had different goods and services, like
Yeah.
different types of bills included that we don't really want to count
Yeah.
because they're not realistic for the average person. So like I don't know, they added or took away like TV license or random stuff like that. I don't really remember to be honest.
Mhm.
Next, so
Next.
other lessons are going to include AD and AS,
What?
AD,
Oh.
SRAS, and LRAS, but we kind of done that as well. Then in that we go into a lot more detail in stuff like the multiplier, the accelerator, marginal propensity to consume. Um,
Yeah.
and then circular flow somewhere along the lines, which we've
You know we
done.
already did that. Yeah, already.
Yeah, we've done. And then one more lesson on fiscal, monetary, and supply side policy.
Mhm.
And then that's all of macro covered. Okay, cool.
What do you do in like year 13? Do you know?